Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own pet and make sure that it's a good pet in Wizard 101. So I'm going to show you several things you can do with your pet. So the first thing you can do with your pet is derby games, and the reason why derby games are kind of pointless is because you don't really get anything out of them, and they're kind of just a big waste of time. And the reason why is because, especially if you go to practice, see how there's none of them up here? Kind of just useless to do. A lot of people just don't really do them. So I don't really know anybody that likes to do pet derbies, but I mean, hey, maybe it's your thing. I don't know. Even then, you probably won't be able to find a match. So yeah. You can also do pet games, which are these things. I think the dance game is probably the easiest way to level it up pretty fast. There's also ways with cheat engine you can do it, but it's at your own risk. Of course, we don't know if it's actually allowed or not, so it's really up to you if you want to like risk that. You can also name your pet if you go to the shopping district and name it whatever you want for 500 gold. And your pet really just follows you around with whatever walking animation they have. So my Kookaburra flies around, and then my gnome just runs really angrily. As you can see, he just hops actually, it just gallops. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna very simply explain this. So just rewatch or ask questions if you're curious. So the first way to make a pet is you go to hatch making process over here. So you get a pet, and so let's say you're fire or you're death or whatever. So let's say you're death. You want to make sure that this symbol is death, in the pet. If you press I, the pet needs to be death. It helps a lot if they have like a nice card or like a cool looking design or whatever. It's a really easy thing to start off with. So yeah, you want to do that. And so I'm gonna go to browse pets. Say I'm making a death pet. Doesn't matter what I want it to look like. I'll just do this. Search for pet talents. Find talents. We're gonna type in death. We're gonna select death giver. It gives more than one. I don't know why my numbers are glitching right now, but if you see this in the video, just know that it does more than one damage. It's just glitchy. So I have death giver and death dealer in here. Proof. Or no, I'm gonna look up spell. I'm going to get proof and spell defying. I'm going to look up pain. I'm going to get pain giver. So this is called a triple double pet. Now the death dealer and death giver is interchangeable with any sort of school. The only difference is that life is called life bringer instead of dealer. So that's the only stipulation. So make sure you remember that. And then you just want to go for search for all talents. And what's really cool about this is that it just goes through any sort of pet that you want. So it'll be, let's say, Gulcher, and then this one's really good because it has perfect statistics, and perfect statistics are really nice. It really helps your pet like grow really fast, and also it can make you have really high stats. And this person seems to have a really just perfect pet for death, so that's really nice to hatch with. So yeah, you want to make sure that they're in somewhere around this ballpark whenever you hatch with pets. Otherwise, it's going to end up with kind of lower stats, and you're going to want to fix that later. It's just annoying. It's a whole headache. So if you're a perfectionist, just make sure you hatch with a pet that looks sort of like this. And if you're a different school, obviously, it'll be interchangeable. So let's say I'm life. It should be life bringer, life giver, spell defying, spell proof, and pain giver. I strongly recommend pets that use blades. So pets like, obviously, of course, the Raging Bull, really convenient. And then, of course, there's other pets you can use, like the Sun Serpent, but of course it has a longer hatch time. So it's really up to you with these things. And then whenever it comes to balance, you know, whatever you think is most convenient. So Blaze Fox is pretty cool. Beastmaster's Eagle is pretty cool. Stuff like that. And just try to be creative if you can. If not, then just stick with whatever is the best one. Just ones that you don't see that often. And yeah, that's pretty much the basics. There's also other pets you can make. For example, ward pets, where you just put in different schools as a ward. So whatever schools you find most annoying, you can make a ward pet out of, which is really strong. But basically, the groundwork you want to lay is you want to have at least 4 of these talents. Of course, interchangeable of any school, like I've said. So you at least 4 of these talents, and you'll be pretty strong. And that's well, at least you want to have it as soon as possible. I think you should start making your pet by around level 60, level 70 on whatever is your first level 60 or 70 is what you should be farming your gold on, or whatever's higher. You know what I mean? Just do it as soon as you get around that level where you have the gold to, because hatching every time costs 50,000 gold, which is a lot of fucking gold if you're like a level 40 or 30. So yeah, it's really up to you when you want to do it, whatever. An easy way, if you're wanting to have pet snacks, right? So I'm gonna take you to the actually the PvP arena. And what's significant about the PvP arena is that you can do tournaments, which if you have a membership are only gold, and they're not very much. It's just pretty cheap depending on what level you are. So if you're level like 30, I think it's only 4,000 gold and for how much you get back for it, it's really worth it. So as you can see over here, it's gonna lag, but tournaments, match 1v1, it's actually coming up very soon. All these tournaments, really convenient. And I recommend quick matches because they're very, quick, and they help you get tickets the fastest. And these are what arena tickets are right here. So I'm gonna go back to the Pet Pavilion. Okay, now that we're back at the Pet Pavilion, I'm gonna take a left here, and I'm gonna go to Brock Connery. And Brock Connery, if you go to his last page, he sells Warlord's Worst, which for each 50 arena tickets, and usually per tournament you'll make about 1,000 arena tickets, depending on if you re-roll, if you win, whatever. It really depends. You'll see based off how much you win and stuff. But it gives you 25 for your pet, and that's really nice, is because at teen it only has 125, at adult it's 250, at ancient it's 500, at epic it's 1,000, and on your way to mega it's 2,000. So you want to make sure that you have as much pet snacks as possible. And in that case, you also have gardening. And so I'm going to take you to my Balances garden, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is my garden, so it's no perfect feat or anything, but it's in the Red Barn Farm, which if you go to houses, it's only, if you press gold here, it's only 125k. And you might think, only 125k? It's actually not that much. If you play a lot and you really farm, especially in Wintertusk and Grizzleheim, you'll get plenty of gold. And so here's my garden. It's obviously, like I said, not perfect. Could use some work, but this is basically what I do to garden. It costs me about 45. No, not 45. I think about 60 to 70 energy a day. And what's really cool about Wiz, oh my god, I hate this glitch. What's really cool about Wiz is that they have their own idle feature, where if you don't play for a few days, then your plants won't die. Or if you don't play for even a few weeks, sometimes your plant won't die. It's really weird how it works, but right now it's glitching. It's whenever I feed it, or whenever I give it one of its needs, it just lags out super hard for some reason. So whatever. So I'm giving it its needs right now. So you see its needs. It needs music. I'm doing that for it right now. And then I use this to get rid of the pests. So there's a bunch of videos out there. I will personally make one because there's so many out there, and they probably do it so much better than I do it that I just don't feel the need to. But if you guys really want me to, I can make a gardening guide video. But yeah, I just recommend googling how to make a couch potato stack, and how to farm couch potatoes, because couch potatoes are actually kind of tough to get if you're not higher level. So it's up to you to go and research that on your own. But the simplest answer is to just go ahead and do tournaments if you want to. That's what I did for a long time. But this is just an extra choice that you want to do in case you want the better, higher tier snacks. And then what the better, higher tier snacks look like. Go to pet snacks. This is what it looks like. As you can see, I have a lot of them. 84, 91, and they give 50. This one gives 50. This one gives 45. And this one gives 40. So they're really convenient. And also what's really nice is they give these, which sell for a lot. They're really good for selling, and you can transfer them between characters, and it's just a really easy way to sell and make gold. Just overall, gardening just helps you a lot, speeds up your process, especially between making pets between characters. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to start doing this, because it is kind of tedious to start. It takes like an hour or two, but it's worth it. So back to my fire. That's pretty much all you really need to know, actually. And in case you're one of those people that wants a specific pet, there's always the hatchery. Hatchery is very just not visited anymore. very rare that I find people here. Even in the most crowded realms, it's just kind of just dead. And yeah, people just stopped going in here because of the pet kiosk. And also just, it's because it's just not as nice as it used to be. Because a lot of people just are really specific and needy for certain things. So yeah, there's that. That's basically the simplest guide. I can make a more complex guide. If you guys want me to, I can make a guide on more advanced pets. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say in this video. I hope you really enjoyed. If there's anything I missed or anything you're curious about, just comment. You know, just let me know down below, and I'll respond as fast as I can. Appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Peace.